Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. Neurons and how they work in your body. Neurons are information messaging cells within the central nervous system, CNS, and peripheral nervous system, PNS. They make it possible for your body to manage processes that you don't think about, like digestion, as well as decisions typically within your conscious control, like walking and talking. /r/n/r/n There are three main categories of neurons: motor neurons, sensory neurons, and interneurons. Each is responsible for a different aspect of perception and movement, as well as essential brain functions like learning and decision-making. /r/n/r/nzf L Getty Imagesrnrn Most neurons have three parts. These include /r/n/r/n neurons rely on another type of cell called glial cells. Glial cells are sometimes referred to as nerve glue because they provide connectivity between neurons to allow for the movement of information. They aid in the transport of nutrients, hormones, and neurotransmitters. /r/n/r/n The CNS includes the brain and spinal cord, while the PNS includes neurons throughout the rest of the body. Neurons use electrical impulses, chemical signals, and neurotransmitters to communicate information throughout the CNS and PNS. /r/n/r/n Neurotransmitters travel across a small area between the axon of one neuron and the dendrite of another so that cells can communicate with each other immediately and constantly. This tiny space, which allows for information exchange, is called a synapse. /r/n/r/n Neurons complete this task using a process called action potential. Action potential is the quick flow of electrical voltage from the neuron down the axon. This voltage allows information to be transmitted from neuron to neuron all over the body. /r/n/r/n This information exchange enables us to think, talk, feel, move, and do everything else that our bodies are capable of. /r/n/r/n There are three main types of neurons. /r/n/r/n Motor neurons transmit electrical impulses and information from the CNS to muscles in the body. /r/n/r/n There are two motor neuron subtypes. /r/n/r/n Lower motor neurons pool together in the spinal cord to control specific muscle groups. Motor neurons control movement throughout the body, including breathing, speaking, swallowing, and digestive movements like peristalsis, which moves food through the digestive tract. /r/n/r/n Neurons are located in the brain and spinal cord, which are organs of the CNS. Neurons are also located throughout the rest of the body in the PNS. /r/n/r/n Sensory neurons allow us to feel sensations. For example, if you stub your toe, sensory neurons will send chemical and electrical impulses back through the nervous system to tell your brain that you feel pain. /r/n/r/n Sensory neurons can be activated physically, such as feeling touch, or chemically, such as tasting a piece of cake. All five of our senses sound, sight, touch, smell, and taste are impacted by sensory neurons. /r/n/r/n Some sensory neurons have specialized endings, such as free nerve endings or encapsulated receptors, to detect various stimuli, including touch, pressure, temperature, pain, and chemical signals. They then communicate this information about the world to the CNS for processing. /r/n/r/n Interneurons are nerve cells that connect between motor neurons and sensory neurons. For example, if your sensory neurons detect that you have touched a hot stove, interneurons communicate that to your motor neurons so that you quickly move your hand away. /r/n/r/n Interneurons can also send information to and from other interneurons. They can be quite different from one another in terms of their shape and physiology. They can be classified into two types: /r/n/r/n research has shown that drugs that inhibit a type of interneuron called gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, can have a rapid antidepressant effect. This suggests that interneurons play a role in depression, and drugs like ketamine that inhibit GABA and other interneurons might be a key to future depression treatments. /r/n/r/n neurons carry signals throughout the central and peripheral nervous systems. They send electrical impulses and chemical signals to and from the brain. /r/n/r/n Most neurons have three parts: a cell body, which contains the nucleus and cytoplasm, an axon, which transmits information away from the nucleus, and dendrites, which receive messages from other neurons. /r/n/r/n The main types of neurons include motor neurons, which transmit information to our muscles, sensory neurons, which transmit information to enable our senses, and interneurons, which aid transmission between motor and sensory neurons. /r/n/r/n, rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 80% on prescription drugs.